Streaming live on News8000.com. This is News 8 Now, this morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Alexandra Carter.
And I'm Derek Sibley.
It is Thursday, December 14th, 2023. Hard to believe, Christmas Eve is in 10 days.
I know, it's right around the corner. It's insane how fast the holidays approach,
So fast.
Yeah.
And our temperatures definitely not reflecting that, are they?
Yeah, we're not, no, it doesn't feel like December whatsoever. It feels like early fall, if anything.
Yeah, the opposite of a white Christmas is pretty much what we're going through.
There's like zero chance right now of seeing a white Christmas. But yeah, right now we're looking at a mostly clear sky here this morning to start as well. And I'm happy to tell you that we're going to continue to remain mostly sunny here, not just this morning, but really throughout the day. Temperatures are currently into the 20s, 29 in Eau Claire, 25 in Winona, 28 degrees in La Crosse. Sparta, you're at 15, Baroque was at 28, and Black River Falls at 22. Boscobel is at 19 degrees, 26 currently down in Prairie du Chien. So as we take a look at your planner, clear skies continue here this morning. Temperatures in the 20s. We warm up into those upper 40s to low 50s with lots of sun as we head into this afternoon, along with a light southerly wind at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. All right, stay tuned. We'll have another check on your schoolcast. Plus, we'll also take a look at your full weather forecast as well. We have some changes. We may even see some rain here by the end of this week. More details on that in a few minutes. Alexandra?
Thanks, Derek. We'll see you later. Time now for our morning headlines. The House investigations into President Biden escalated yesterday after Republicans voted unanimously to launch a formal impeachment inquiry, citing his son's legal troubles. Democrats accused their GOP counterparts of playing politics and exacting revenge on behalf of twice impeached former President Donald Trump. Heading into a big election year, the president released a statement accusing Republicans of attacking him with lies. CBS News' Jared Hill is in New York with more on the inquiry and Hunter Biden's public defense of his father.
In a party line vote,
the resolution is adopted.
The House GOP majority formally authorized an impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden.
The House has now spoken, and I think pretty loudly, pretty clearly.
House Republicans question whether the president has financially benefited from his son's foreign business dealings, and they claim the White House has stonewalled their investigations. With the probe already underway, the vote now gives the body stronger legal standing to issue subpoenas for witnesses and documents.
We expect to have people honor our subpoenas. We want to wrap this investigation up.
The president's son, Hunter, a focal point of the investigation, defended his father in a rare public statement on Capitol Hill.
There's no evidence to support the allegations that my father was financially involved in my business because it did not happen.
His comments came as he defied a House subpoena to testify behind closed doors, instead offering to appear at a public hearing.
Republicans do not want an open process where Americans can see their tactics.
Hunter Biden was indicted last week on new federal tax fraud charges, and he also faces federal gun charges. The White House said President Biden was familiar with what his son was going to say yesterday, with the elder Biden slamming the Republican impeachment inquiry as a baseless political stunt.
In an interview with CBS News, one Republican Congressman, Tim Burchett of Tennessee, said he believes the House's inquiry will eventually lead to articles of impeachment against President Biden, but he does not expect them to get through the Democrat-controlled U.S. Senate. Police are naming the victim in a stabbing last week in La Crosse. 43-year-old Timothy T.J. Solis was found with 45 stab wounds inside of an apartment building in the 400 block of 6th Street South. 50-year-old Bryant Smith now facing first-degree intentional homicide charges. According to the criminal complaint, Smith claims he was acting in self-defense. La Crosse police say the investigation into Solis's death is still going on. They're asking anyone with information to get a hold of them. A Chippewa Falls woman arrested for ramming her car through a Christmas Village display in Irvine Park Wednesday. Police say 32-year-old Ebony Hudson drove into the park and rammed through the main entrance fencing. She struck several displays while doing so. When a park employee tried blocking the entrance, she drove through the fence again. She's now in jail on charges of reckless driving, recklessly endangering safety, and criminal property damage. It's now been 6 months since a Sauk County teen went missing. 13-year-old James Yablonsky hasn't been seen since the night of June 12th, when he reportedly drove off in his family's van. The van was later found near Devil's Lake State Park. A week into the search, police found evidence Yablonsky was trying to live off the land as a survivalist. Detectives have tried to follow up on several potential sightings since his disappearance, but so far none have led to finding him. Authorities asking anyone with information on Yablonsky to call the Sauk County Sheriff's Office. You see that number right there on your screen. The FBI is also assisting with the investigation. Wisconsin homeowners, get ready to pay more on your property taxes. Property taxes across the Badger State will see their biggest jump since 2007, according to a new report from the nonpartisan Wisconsin Policy Forum. That report says gross local property taxes will climb 4.7% statewide next year. This year, the state passed major increases to public school funding and local government aid through shared revenue. Property taxes help pay for all of those services. La Crosse's LGBTQ Resource Center is making big cuts after falling $36,000 into the red last year. The Seven Rivers LGBTQ Connection has laid off staff, reduced business hours, and cut programs. The center also searching for a new executive director to lead a financial turnaround. One top priority remains building a new youth homeless shelter. But board members say restoring normal operations and services will take some time.
Yeah, the center is one of the founding members of a group called RHYMES, which stands for Runaway Homeless Youth Mediation and Emergency Services. And really it was wanting to find a culturally responsive way to provide support for runaway and homeless youth in our area.
The organization is also actively searching for more volunteers. Improvements are on the way to the roads in Chippewa County. Chippewa is one of 8 Wisconsin communities getting a portion of $11 million for roadway safety from the federal government. The county will receive $200,000 of that. Most of the money is going to the major cities of Milwaukee and Madison. And speaking of roads and transportation, there's a public transit event happening today. If you have any questions about La Crosse's municipal transit utility, MTU, they'll be hosting their Talking Transit event today. That'll be at the Southside Neighborhood Center in La Crosse and will take place from 5:30 to 7 this evening. Attendees will be able to ask MTU staff about current routes and stops, as well as paratransit options. Every parent knows the joy when your baby starts scooting, crawling, and of course, taking those first steps. But what happens when your child struggles to meet those movement markers? Local organizations are teaming up to bring the life-changing gift of mobility to Coulee Region kids in need this holiday season and beyond. A child's early achievements like walking and crawling may seem simple, but they're the building blocks to a symphony of developmental wonders. As babies gain mobility to explore their surroundings, they build critical cognitive, social, emotional, and spatial skills.
When you're not meeting your mobility milestones, you're not able to explore your environment. So if you're not rolling, crawling, walking on a normal schedule, your brain isn't getting the input it needs from that exploration and from that play.
That's why early intervention programs and mobility devices like the Permobile Explorer Mini are so vital.
So when you can move from one room to the next and you can go to the toy you want to choose instead of having somebody bring that toy to you, it's exponentially better for your brain development to have that autonomy and that choice on where you're going and what you're playing with.
The Explorer Mini facilitates self-initiated movement and early exploration for young children 12 to 36 months of age with mobility impairments. It can unlock huge developmental gains, but the financial obstacle of its near $3,000 price tag places it out of reach for many parents.
It's a big chunk of change for a family that's going to be covering other medical expenses on top of a device.
That's where the La Crosse Riverfest Commodore Foundation comes in. The organization just purchased its first Explorer Mini for its Kids in Need program to lend out to families around the Coulee region at no cost.
The need was brought to the foundation, and we're just excited that this Explorer Mini will be used for kids in this community and give them some freedom and help with their development and some opportunities that otherwise kids may not have.
A game-changing mobility gift for the community, made possible by the Commodore's support.
They're pretty rare just because it's not covered by any insurance. So that's why having a foundation like the Commodores that can help get one into the community is such a big deal, because most families up until now have been having to purchase them themselves out of pocket.
If you think your child could benefit from the Explorer Mini and you're interested in learning more about how to borrow the device, reach out to the Commodores. We'll have their information for you on our website, news8000.com. Still ahead on your morning news, the FCC cracking down on those junk fees from TV service providers. We'll tell you what that means if you're trying to change your cable provider just ahead.
Hispanic home ownership is growing. I'm Cristian Benavides with what's driving the increase.
And for now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. With the holiday season in full swing, there is a special light show unfolding directly above our heads this morning. The Geminid meteor shower will peak this afternoon. But according to experts, the ideal viewing time is right now while it's still dark out. The moon is currently in the waxing crescent phase and the sky is only 2% illuminated. That means moonlight won't interfere with our view of the celestial show. As many as 120 meteors per hour may be visible during today's shower. If you're a stargazer, even if you're not, you may want to get a wish ready and take a peek outside. Don't go anywhere. Your consumer news at News 8 Now this morning is after the break.
Well, skies are looking mostly clear here this morning from our satellite and radar. Our temperatures are currently into the 20s. We have 25 degrees currently now in Winona and 24 Black River Falls, 28 degrees in La Crosse and 28 in Viroqua. Sparta, you're one of the colder spots, though, at 15 degrees. So for your zone forecast today, you are going to notice a big difference in temperatures because this time we're going to be looking at highs around 50 degrees in La Crosse County. And moving south now into our southern communities, upper 40s to low 50s are expected today. Highs nearing 50 in La Crescent, 47 in Westby, highs around 50 today in Melrose, and 49 in Blair, 51 in Winona, and pretty mild here too in the Chippewa Valley. Maybe not as mild as everyone else, but you're still looking at highs at least into those mid to upper 40s. Eau Claire, lots of sun here for you, with 45 being your high temperature. 25 degrees with clear skies off to school this morning on the way back home around dismissal time this afternoon. We warm up those temperatures to 50 degrees, so another sunny and mild day here is in store. We'll have a check on that full weather forecast still to come. We have some rain chances coming up. I'll let you know and time out those details in just ahead.
Good news for renters leads, good news for renters leads this morning's consumer news. According to Redfin, rents dropped about 2% over the last 12 months. The real estate company says the median rent in the U.S. was just over $1,900. Experts say the drop is due to an apartment building boom. The number of completed apartments in the U.S. rose by a whopping total of 7% in the third quarter of 2023 alone. Despite the slight decline, rent remains about 22% higher than it was before the pandemic in November 2019. If you've ever wanted to switch TV providers but were stuck in a contract, the federal government is trying to make it easier to change services. The FCC has proposed a new rule blocking fees for consumers who switch TV providers. It'll also promote refunds for people who cancel mid-month. These FCC initiatives stem from President Biden's push to increase competition in U.S. markets and crack down on so-called junk fees. The agency also working to curb those pesky spam calls. If you're looking to put a little extra cheer in someone's holiday season, you may want to start with the person who delivers your presents, and we're not talking about Santa Claus. This year, you can tip your Amazon delivery person at no cost to you. If you send a thank you to your delivery driver via Amazon, the company will send them $5. Just ask Alexa to thank your driver. You can also search for Thank My Driver on Amazon, the app, or the website. Hispanic home ownership is on the rise. A new report from the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals finds this group is more mortgage ready than ever before. CBS's Cristian Benavides spoke with one new Florida homeowner who achieved a long-held family dream.
Alan Regalado decided to buy a home for his growing family after their landlord raised the rent on their two-bedroom Miami apartment.
We started off with rent at $2,800, a month, and by the time that they wanted to renew our contract for another year, 14 months, they wanted to bring it up to $3,500.
Despite high interest rates, Regalado purchased a home outside the city, achieving a generations-long goal.
To be able to come to this country for our parents, grandparents, to just continue to provide for the family and have that stability.
He is part of a growing trend. According to the Urban Institute, during the pandemic, both Black and Latino homeownership increased more than white homeownership, and there's more growth on the horizon.
So when you look at the Hispanic population, it is a very, very young group. So you've got so many more people who are aging into their prime homeownership years.
Another factor driving the increase, Hispanics are more likely to live in multi-generational households and pull their resources together for more purchasing power.
You have mom and dad on the mortgage, but you might have 20-something-year-old son and grandma who are actually contributing toward that mortgage payment.
That's a strategy Melissa Hoff, Regalado's realtor, has seen with her clients.
They're willing to do what it takes in order to have what they want and not to continue renting.
Regalado says for him, purchasing a home was buying a piece of the American dream.
The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development says the first-time homebuyer rate under the Biden-Harris administration is the highest it's been since at least 2000, with the Federal Housing Authority helping 1.5 million first-time homebuyers with their mortgages. That does it for your morning consumer news. It is 6:18. Let's check in with Derek for a look at today's forecast. Hi, Derek.
Hey, Alexandra. Thanks for that. We're looking at clear skies to start us off this morning. Our temperatures are at 28 degrees in La Crosse, a south-southeast wind at 8 miles an hour. The river stage is at 4.94 feet and falling. Meanwhile, in Eau Claire, we're at 29 degrees with clear skies, south-southwest winds at 5. It does feel like 24 degrees, though, when you factor in the wind chill. We got mostly clear skies in everywhere this morning, and we're going to continue to remain that way throughout the day with our temperatures right now that are currently sitting into the 20s, 28 degrees in Viroqua, 25 towards the west currently in Winona, and we got 15. So one of the colder spots here now in Sparta. So as we take a look now at your planner, crystal clear skies really just continue. Lots of sun here as we head throughout the day, 44 degrees at noon and then 46 being our temperature at 4 o'clock with high temperatures approaching near 50 the further south you are in La Crosse, but more so into the mid-40s if you're in the Chippewa Valley here today. So one of the two key ingredients that we're working with is we have the southwest wind motion that will continue. The other one is, of course, the clear skies, so lots of daytime heating there. That combined with the southerly wind profile should help keep us pretty mild here today. Now, we are going to be expecting some increasing moisture moving in from the west. You can see abundant cloud cover starting to push in here. Maybe a couple of light showers heading into tonight into early tomorrow as well. But as this low pressure system inches closer toward us, we're going to be looking at some rain showers becoming a good possibility spreading across the Coulee region as we head into tomorrow night. So we'll be watching that closely. Some of those showers could produce some locally heavy downpours, but I think the heaviest rain is going to be staying well to our north there, as you can see highlighted in those darker colors on the rain tracker. Most of us are going to be looking at rainfall totals below a ½ an inch here. Now, we're also still looking at some very mild temperatures that are expected to continue over the next several days, and that will continue with very above average high temperatures on the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook coming from the Climate Prediction Center, as our high temperatures will remain well into the 40s here for quite some time. Now, we are going to be looking at, again, those rain chances picking up starting tomorrow night into early Saturday, but then after that, things are remaining pretty dry here from Sunday through Thursday of next week, with those highs into the 40s under a mix of clouds and sun, and low temperatures into the 20s and 30s. Don't forget to download our free First Warn weather app on the Google Play or the Apple App Store, and of course you get the 8-day forecast right there on your fingertips. Alexandra?
Thank you, Derek. It is 6:21. Still to come on your morning news, the Holman High School entrepreneurship class is using what they learned to help those in need. News 8 Now, Shaquille Davis takes a closer look at how the model store is giving back.
The UWO men's basketball team was in Winona last night looking for a win to wrap up non-conference play, and for the Bucks, a record-setting night for the two-time MVP. I'll have the highlights coming up in the Blitz. Welcome to the Blitz. It's been an up-and-down season so far for the UWL men's basketball team, but the Eagles had a chance to wrap up their non-conference schedule last night with the win on the road. Let's go to Winona. Eagles making the short trip to take on St. Mary's. First half, La Crosse making a statement early. Chris Green is going to knock down the three. Eagles go up by 7. Then more from the visitors. A minute later, it's Tariq Abdel-Kareem splashing home the J. The junior was feeling it. Same spot, same result. Eagles take a 13-point lead. Cardinals trying to claw back in this one. 7 minutes to go in the half. Quinn Ewald goes up strong off the glass. Count it +1. St. Mary's cuts it to 8. Other end, the Toma grad Dustin DeRosso answers back. Nice pump fake and score. He had 9 on the night, lead back up to 10. Then the Eagles whipping it around. Will Furman connects from downtown. It's 32-21 La Crosse. Cardinals looking to cut it back to single digits. Nice finish from Cameron Mallory. Makes it a 9-point game. But Furman was the star of the night, going to work in the post off the window for 2 of his game-high 23 points. Eagles wrap up non-conference play with the win over St. Mary's, 74-59. Let's go to Mitchell Hall for a conference clash on the mat. 2 of the top 4 teams in the country going at it. Eagles hosting UW-Eau Claire. Pick it up at heavyweight. 3rd-ranked Michael Douglas getting it done for UW-Eau. Gets 3 points on the takedown. And then another one for Douglas. That's 3 more for the junior. Douglas getting anything he wanted last night, making it look easy. Gets the leg, another takedown for him. And then in the third, Douglas puts the exclamation point on this one, a 17-4 win for the Eagles heavyweight. La Crosse gets its 37th straight win over the Blue Golds. Eagles improve to 6-0 on the season as they get the win over Eau Claire, 30-12. All right, Bucks back in action, looking for their 2nd straight win, taking on the Pacers. Last night, all about the 2-time MVP. Giannis, a one-man show. Bucks go up 6. He was just getting warmed up. Later in the third, count it, +1. Milwaukee up a dozen. Then in the fourth, on the break, Giannis lays it in. That's 45 on the night. Can we see 50? We sure can. About a minute later, Giannis the spin off the glass for 2 more, 50 on the night. His career high was 55. Not anymore. Giannis puts it in. 56 on the night, a new career high for him. Giannis finishes with a franchise record 64 points on the night. Bucks get the win, 140-126. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Welcome back. In your medical news this morning, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention issuing new warnings about the dangers of overusing antibiotics. The agency is even calling it an urgent global public health threat because it may make treating infections harder or even impossible. Mandy Gaither takes a closer look at the dangers of overusing antibiotic drugs and how you can help keep your family safe.
Antibiotics. They're some of the most powerful and important drugs out there, serving as a critical line of defense, along with antifungals, in the treatment of routine infections and chronic diseases.
These drugs save lives every single day.
But anytime we use antibiotics, they can cause what's called antimicrobial resistance, meaning germs develop the ability to resist or defeat the drugs designed to kill them, says Michael Craig with the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
When the germs do become resistant, the infections that they cause will become difficult and sometimes impossible to treat.
In the U.S., more than 2.8 million antimicrobial resistant infections happen each year, killing more than 35,000 people, according to the CDC's 2019 Antibiotic Resistance Threat Report.
This is why we should only use antibiotics when they are necessary. If we don't, these life-saving medicines may not work for future generations.
To protect against this resistance, Craig says to always take medication exactly as prescribed. Don't share medication with others or save the medicine for later, and safely discard leftover pills.
It's important to remember that we can prevent infections from happening in the first place. By practicing good hygiene like hand washing and keeping your cuts covered and clean, you can keep yourself and your family safe from infections.
Doctors also recommend being up to date on your vaccinations because that can help prevent infections, which could mean fewer antibiotics will be needed to help treat the infection. Poison control centers, meanwhile, across the country sounding the alarm after reporting an increase in calls related to accidental overdoses of semaglutide. That's the injected medication used for diabetes and new popular weight loss drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy. Between the months of January and November, poison control centers reported receiving nearly 3,000 calls involving the drug. The poison control centers say they believe dosing issues in knockoff or compounded versions may be behind the influx in calls. Signs of semaglutide overdose include dizziness, shakiness, chills, impatience, weakness, seizures, and confusion. The Food and Drug Administration is conducting an on-site investigation at a distribution company in Ecuador. This comes after the agency traced cinnamon that is suspected of sickening dozens of children to a company called NegSmart there. The pouches were then sold under the brand names Guanabana, Weiss, and Schnucks here in the U.S. The FDA advises anyone who ate these applesauces or served them to their children should be tested for possible lead exposure. Ostro Food and Guanabana are also expected to reimburse some of the healthcare expenses related to the exposure. Yesterday marked the one-year anniversary of the Respect for Marriage Act. The federal law was signed by President Joe Biden in 2022. It requires the U.S. government and all 50 states to recognize same-sex and interracial marriages as valid. Senator Tammy Baldwin says this legislation gives married couples a peace of mind, knowing their marriage certificates can never be stripped away from them, even if they're faced with opposition in future Supreme Court decisions.
If the U.S. Supreme Court should reverse either the interracial marriage case or the same-sex marriage case, that those marriages would still be recognized and protected by the federal government and every state in the union.
Senator Baldwin went on to say 12 Republicans joined all 50 Democrats in favor of the bill getting passed in the Senate. Budding entrepreneurs at Holman High School are giving back this holiday season and spreading cheer throughout the Entrepreneurships class annual Mistletoe Market. This year, all proceeds will help a local woman recently re-diagnosed with cancer. News 8 Now's Shaquille Davis was at the grand opening and shares the story for us.
Alex, this class consists of 22 seniors. This year, their latest business venture involves helping someone else cross off a vital wish from their Christmas list.
A 1 and a 2 and a 3.
This year we picked the Keeney family. They're a local Holman family. 2 of the kids are in our grade. There's a total of 13 kids, and we wanted to help them out because Audra Keeney, the mother of the family, just recently got re-diagnosed with cervical cancer.
The Keeney family is also facing other struggles this holiday season.
And then they're also dealing with other financial struggles due to one of their sons just got diagnosed with a rare epileptic disorder.
Every year, the students in their entrepreneurship class create a model store. They start in September and reach out to local businesses and sponsorships to lend a hand. Some of the things you can buy this year are Christmas apparel, kitchen items, home decor, and even dog accessories. Mistletoe store manager Lily Churchill explains the inspiration for the store design.
We wanted to do our tagline of making miracles on McHugh because that's what we're about. We're located on McHugh, and our goal here is just make miracles. We want to provide the best outcome for this family.
And they are surely doing their part. So far, they have raised $19,000 for the Keeney family. Audra Keeney has a few words for this special moment.
When you get the help and the community rallies around you, it doesn't just make you feel special, it just lightens everything.
Audra is also hoping that this is the beginning of more grand gestures within the community. If you'd like to donate or buy a gift for yourself or a friend or even your lovely coworkers, stop in at the Mistletoe Market from December 13th to December 20th. And speaking of lovely coworkers, Alex, Derek, I really hope you two like candy for breakfast.
We do, Shaq. We are always hungry. So yeah, look what Shaq brought us. He brought us this cute cat mug. I don't know if he knows I have a cat, but I do, and I love this. And then for Derek, he brought you this Mary Cherry cotton candy. Oh, I love cotton. So Derek loves cotton candy. I love cats and chocolate. Great cause there and great market. So thank you so much, Shaq. And Derek, don't worry. I will throw this over to you.
Okay, yeah.
Should I? Okay.
Go ahead, throw it. Oh, man. My catching skills were not on par today, but yeah, hey, thank you, Shaq. I really appreciate that. That's nice. We're looking at some sunshine here this morning, and that will continue for the lunch hour. Also, as we head into this evening here, too, we do have our temperatures that are currently into the 20s. We got 25 degrees now in Winona, 29 in Eau Claire. In La Crosse, you're currently at 28 degrees. Temperatures in Sparta are at 15. Viroqua currently at 28. So we're looking nice and clear satellite and radar wise. That's going to continue throughout the day because in the forecast we got highs reaching near 50 degrees with sunshine. Overall a very mild day and south-southwest winds at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Heading into tonight, temperatures are dropping to 32. Now it's going to be a little bit cloudier though, however, but at least it won't be as cold, and we'll see a south-southwest wind at 5 to 10 miles an hour here as well. Stay tuned for a final check on that for the forecast. We'll time out the details. The next rain here coming in here too. And coming up in our Buzz Report, after 23 long years, the stop motion comedy Chicken Run is getting a sequel. We'll tell you where to watch it in just a few minutes. Man, does that bring a taste back to my childhood. We'll be right back. Beautiful start this morning from City Cam 8 in downtown La Crosse. You can see that glow here as the sun begins to rise here this morning. Temperatures are at 28 degrees, south-southeast winds at 8 miles an hour, just enough to make our wind chill factors at 20 degrees here, however. Meanwhile, as we move north into Eau Claire, you're at 29 degrees with clear skies, but it does feel like a little cooler at 24 from that 5-mile-per-hour wind coming from the south-southwest, inducing a wind chill effect there as well. Mostly clear skies right now on the satellite animation there with temperature readings mainly into the 20s. We are seeing 15 degrees, however, in Sparta. You are the coldest spot. The second coldest right now is Boscobel. You're at 19 degrees, while again, the rest of us are mainly into the 20s and low 30s. All right, so as we break down your day today, we'll continue to remain sunny. The difference is we warm up to 45 by noon, and then we're up to 46 degrees at 4 o'clock. And then by 8 o'clock, that's when temperatures start to go down here again into at least those mid to upper 30s by 8 o'clock this evening. Highs today in the Chippewa Valley, mainly into the mid 40s, but closer towards La Crosse, you're looking at highs reaching near 50 degrees, still very above average in every location this time of the year here in the Coulee region. That's all thanks to one key ingredient, a southwest wind, not to mention once the sun comes up, lots of daytime heating combined with that southerly wind breeze today, and those two effects are really going to help ramp up our temperatures quite a bit. Now, we're going to be looking at some increasing moisture here, however, moving in from the west. That's going to help increase the cloud cover as we head into tonight. Maybe a couple of light showers are possible tonight into early tomorrow as well. And you can see a lot of the heavy rain stays well to our north as we head into 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. But as the day goes on, you can see by the time we reach tomorrow night, that's when we expect that disturbance, this front associated with that low pressure, to move towards our general direction, and that's going to help increase the chance of seeing some showers. And some of those showers could produce some locally heavy rainfall at times, but I think for the most part, the heaviest rain will stay well to our north and west. And the rest of us will just tap into that mainly light rain here, it looks like, for tomorrow night. Rainfall totals look around maybe just under that ½ inch, if anything. So let's talk about the temperatures. You probably noticed it's been pretty mild. I'm happy to tell you that the 6 to 10 day long range temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center still indicates very mild temperatures all across the northern United States, including us here in the Coulee region. I know we'll take that. High temperatures will be into the 40s. After today, and again, those rain chances for tomorrow, especially tomorrow night into early Saturday. But then after Saturday, we're pretty dry, mix of sun and clouds, highs into the 40s, low temperatures in the 20s and 30s.
In our morning Buzz report, it's bye-bye Shaolin Land and hello Sin City. That's because the Wu-Tang Clan is headed to Vegas for a new residency. Wu-Tang will perform at Virgin Hotels Las Vegas in February and March. Tickets for the shows go on sale tomorrow. The news comes as Las Vegas looks forward to an exciting start to 2024. It'll host Super Bowl 58 at the Raiders Allegiant Stadium on February 11th. Taylor Swift is releasing her Eras concert tour film on streaming. The superstar turned 34 yesterday. To celebrate her birthday, the anti-hero singer made the film available to rent. You can find it on a number of streaming services, including Apple TV, Prime Video, and Google Play. Swift just grabbed a Golden Globe nomination for the film, which shattered records in October when it became the biggest concert film in history over its opening weekend.
Life doesn't get better than this. We've put the past behind us. We have Molly to think about now.
What a bonny weekend!
That was a quick look at the upcoming sequel to Chicken Run. The long-awaited follow-up to the 2000 comedy is called Chicken Run: Dawn of the Nugget. The stop-motion film tells the story of the chickens after their escape from the farm, with The Last of Us star Bella Ramsey joining the voice cast as the daughter of Rocky and Ginger. You can watch Chicken Run: The Dawn of the Nugget on Netflix tomorrow. The Emmys have locked down a host. Actor Anthony Anderson says he'll host the 75th incarnation of the awards show next month. The Law & Order alum is no stranger to the awards. He received 7 Emmy nominations in a row for his work on the show Blackish. The 75th Emmy Awards were originally scheduled for September, but were postponed due to the Hollywood writers and actors strikes. Last year's host was SNL cast member Kenan Thompson. Awards show season is, just around the corner.
I forgot about that as well. So we got the holidays and we got that too.
Right, yeah, it's like another holiday season.
Exactly, it really is.
Yeah.
So what do you think of that Chicken Run movie? Because I know we talked about it before, but now I feel like I have to watch the first one again.
Yeah, I know, because I totally forgot all about it. And reading over the script this morning, I was just thinking about chicken nuggets.
I know.
Which probably isn't the best thing, you know.
No, it's really not. I had some yesterday, I'm not going to lie. It was really good, yes. I feel bad now watching that movie.
I know. Well, all right. Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
Well, sadly, we don't have any birthdays today, but if you do have a birthday, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday. And if you know a special someone who is turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
That's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button underneath the Home tab on our website.
Stay with us. We have everything you need to know today in 5 minutes or less. Your Morning News Now is up next. Welcome back. It's 6:51. Time for your Morning News Now. Police are naming the victim in a stabbing last week in La Crosse. 43-year-old Timothy T.J. Solis was found with 45 stab wounds inside of an apartment building in the 400 block of 6th Street South. 50-year-old Bryant Smith facing first-degree intentional homicide charges related to that death. According to the criminal complaint, Smith claims he was acting in self-defense. La Crosse police say the investigation into Solis's death is still active. They're asking anyone with information to contact them. A Chippewa Falls woman was arrested for ramming her car through a Christmas Village display in Irvine Park early Wednesday. Police say 32-year-old Ebony Hudson drove into the park and rammed through the main entrance fencing. She struck several displays while doing so. When a park employee tried blocking the entrance, Hudson drove through the fence again. She's now in jail on charges of reckless driving, recklessly endangering safety, and criminal property damage. It's now been 6 months since a Sauk County teen went missing. 13-year-old James Yablonsky hasn't been seen since the night of June 12th, when he reportedly drove off in his family's van. The van was later found near Devil's Lake State Park. A week into the search, police found evidence Yablonsky was trying to live off the land as a survivalist. Detectives have tried to follow up on several potential clues since Yablonsky's disappearance, but none have led to finding the teenager. Authorities are asking anyone with information to contact the Sauk County Sheriff's Office. You see that number there on the bottom of your screen. The FBI is also helping with the search. Wisconsin homeowners, get ready to pay more for your property taxes. Property taxes across the Badger State will see their biggest jump since 2007. That's according to a new report from the nonpartisan Wisconsin Policy Forum. The report says gross local property taxes will climb 4.7% statewide next year. This year, the state passed major increases to public school funding and local government aid through shared revenue. Property taxes help pay for those services. La Crosse's LGBTQ Resource Center is making big cuts after falling $36,000 into the red last year. The Seven Rivers LGBTQ Connection has laid off staff, reduced business hours, and cut programs. The center is now searching for a new executive director to lead a financial turnaround. One top priority remains building a new youth homeless shelter, but board members say restoring normal operations and services will take some time.
Yeah, the center is one of the founding members of a group called RHYMES, which stands for Runaway Homeless Youth Mediation and Emergency Services. And really it was wanting to find a culturally responsive way to provide support for runaway and homeless youth in our area.
The organization is also actively searching for more volunteers. If you'd like to get involved, you can visit our website for more information. Chippewa County is getting federal money to help improve the roads there. Chippewa is one of 8 Wisconsin communities getting a portion of $11 million for roadway safety. The county will receive $200,000 of that. Most of the funds are going to the major cities of Milwaukee and Madison. Speaking of roads and transportation, there's a public transit event happening today. If you have any questions about La Crosse's Municipal Transit Utility, or MTU, they will host their Talking Transit event today. That event will be at the Southside Neighborhood Center in La Crosse and will be held from 5:30 to 7 this evening. Attendees will be able to ask MTU staff about current routes and stops, as well as paratransit options.
And as you head out the door this morning, our temperatures are into the 20s under clear skies. We warm up into the lower 30s by 9, followed by temperatures into the upper 40s and low 50s between 1 to 3 o'clock with lots of sun. South to southwest winds at 5 to 10 miles an hour. And as we head into the day tomorrow, it's going to be much cloudier. A couple of light showers are possible, but I think we'll see some better rain chances tomorrow night into early Saturday. And then after that, we're looking at a mix of clouds and sun with drier conditions. Highs mainly in the 40s, lows in the 20s and low 30s.
Here's something to put the mocha in your morning.
Ooh.
Starbucks is releasing a new drink for its December holiday lineup. It's called the Merry Mint White Mocha and is served on ice instead of hot. The espresso drink has white chocolate sauce, peppermint chocolate, cream cold foam, and chocolate curls. Sounds very decadent, doesn't it?
It really does, yeah.
You can get it for a limited time with the Starbucks app. The Seattle-based coffee giant also offering half-off drinks every Thursday, that's today, this month with the app.
Well, 'tis the season for those holiday drinks now.
Yeah, if you're looking for an excuse to get a little treat today,
Go for
there
it.
it is. And we've got some treats here too,
Yeah, we do.
courtesy of Shaq, don't we?
Yes, I got to thank Shaq for that because you got the chocolates. The cotton candy's now in the weather office. And we'll
Okay.
start munching on that after
Yeah,
the show's over.
they won't last. They won't last long, will
no,
they?
they won't. I'll probably steal some of yours.
Yeah, go for it. We can crack this open,
We can
you know,
share.
right
Sharing is
after we
caring,
get
right?
off air, of course.
Yes.
Well, thank you for sharing your morning with us. We'll see you back here at noon. Have a great day.